Joining us now is Just Stop Oil spokesperson Eddie Whittingham. Eddie, your organisation, you are probably feeling very proud of yourselves today, aren't you, after what you did last night?
Well, thank you for having me. It's not a question of pride. It's a question of the desperate situation that we find ourselves in. OK, we know that the climate crisis is caused by the burning of fossil fuels. We know that if we carry on as we're going, millions, if not billions of people are going to die. And yet the government still wants new fossil fuels. So that's why we're demanding this of the government. We're demanding an end to all new fossil fuel licenses and consents in the UK. That's no new oil, gas and coal. And I would encourage your viewers to join us in demanding that of this government.
Yeah, and you keep saying this, Eddie, these events. The trouble is no one's listening to you any longer because of the way that you're doing it. And clearly, you know, a lot of people, including the audience last night, just think you're making yourselves a public nuisance now.
Well, I don't think it's true that no one's listening. I mean, every single major political party in the UK, except for the ruling Conservatives, actually supports our demand. And this demand is supported by the United Nations, by the International Energy Agency.
Right. So why were they booing you from the stalls yesterday?
All around the world.
Why were they booing your performance from the stalls yesterday, then?
Yeah, no one's denying that actions like this are disruptive. They're annoying. I completely get that, but that's not the issue here. The issue here is, what is the greater outrage? You know, what's the real story? Is it that a theatre performance was interrupted in 2023, or is it that the UK government is currently pursuing a policy of mass murder?
Yeah, but that is my point, that you don't get your message across because you make yourself such a nuisance that people just shut their ears and don't listen to you anymore.
Well, yeah, and here I am on your show talking about it, right? You know, the suffragettes, they interrupted a horse race 100 years ago. What's that got to do with women's rights, you know? And do you think that made them popular?
Eddie, why do most of your protests always seem to be in the city? Is it because you all refuse to drive a car to go elsewhere to protest?
Well, they take place at sites where we judge that there'll be considerable public conversation. OK, so there's only public conversation in London, not in other parts of the country? Because you did Wimbledon, didn't you? You did the cricket at Lord's, now you're doing the theatre in London. Yeah,
is it class-driven to that extent, people may be asking you?
There's no, you're completely misrepresenting this, OK? The reason that this theatre production was interrupted is because we correctly predicted that it would achieve significant publicity, which it has, OK? That's why we did it.
So what's next then, in that sense? Where will you be targeting next? Where are you trying to take the message?
Well, I don't know the plans myself. I'm not an organiser really with Just Stop Oil.
Tina Turner the musical, is that on your hit list?
What I can say is that we will do whatever it non-violently takes to get the government to end all new fossil fuel licences in the UK. Because, as I say, if we carry on as we're going, if we continue to licence new fossil fuels in 2023,
right,
you know, we do not have a livable future. That means millions, if not billions, of people are going to die. I'm worried that I won't have food to eat, you know, within the next 10 years, maybe the next 20 years. It's hard to say, right?
Yeah,
I am not confident. I am not confident that I will live a full life if we carry on as we're going.
The point would be made, of course, that at the moment we have to use fossil fuels to deliver that food, and that's part of our national infrastructure. But have you actually lost the battle already, in that we had that announcement on Rosebank, that major oil and gas field is going ahead, and Labour have said that they will not reverse that decision. So you have lost the battle, some would say.
Yeah, it's particularly shameful from Labour's point of view that they haven't rolled back. They haven't said that they'll roll back on Rosebank or the 100 new licences that the government is set to licence, right? You know, remember, this is in the context of the International Energy Agency, which is the world's leading authority on energy. They said 2 years ago that we do not need any new fossil fuels globally as of 2021, right? So whether it's the Conservatives, whether it's Labour, if a political party is not explicitly saying we will revoke all new fossil fuel licences and consents, then they are part of the problem.
Eddie Whittingham, spokesperson for Just Stop Oil, appreciate you coming in and giving your side today. Thanks very much.